I'm like the Forrest Gump of entrepreneurship.
I wrote that right here. He's the Forrest Gump of business.
Yeah, I am. Run, David, run.
I feel like the fall and then the rebuild is probably the most interesting part about a lot of people. I can relate to that myself. So I would love for you to maybe bring it back and share.
Yeah, I think money plays a key role in my rise. Because I grew up with 6 kids and a single mom, this extraordinary woman who raised us, working 2 jobs. All I wanted to do is, from 5 years old on, when my dad left, was to be rich. To buy my mom a house, a car, and retire.
Yeah.
And I was going to make, at 5, in 1973, I was going to make $1 million and buy my mom a house, a car, and retire.
Yeah.
And through that, I focused every day of my life to be first a professional football player, then it was a doctor, then it was a lawyer. Graduating law school, I went into the internet instead of the law.
Right. Against your mom's wishes.
Against my mom's, that famous lesson, right? Just because someone loves you doesn't mean they give you good advice. But moreover, you know, I really thought money bought happiness. Because the only time I wasn't happy was when my mom was crying about money. It wasn't anything to do with me. I didn't need money. But then I got it, and I thought it bought happiness. And I went down a really bad road of self-entitling, you know, my existence. And I bought things, more things, different things, surrounded myself with really bad ideas and bad people, and ended up continually making money to the point where I lost over $100 million.
That's insane to even have that much to lose. When I saw
From
that,
nothing,
I was like,
right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, and it's still not real to me, except for the fact that I learned so much. Like, I'm so grateful because of really 3 incidents. I think it's important to understand that everything evolves. The weird thing about me, unlike most people who lost everything, is I was on my transformational journey 2 years before I lost everything. So it wasn't like I lost everything and then I found something.
Right.
I found something before I lost everything. It was just when you had that much money, all the bad causes, all the dumb decisions kind of created over time. And it was almost like I was prepared for it by the time I started losing everything.
Yeah.
But I had warnings. At 30 years old, my dad told me I was just like him. Gave me a jacket with no pockets for my birthday, even though he told me he didn't believe in birthdays when I was 10 and forgot my birthday. So I hated my father. So I didn't listen to him. But he gave me a jacket to hang in my closet so I wouldn't be the richest man in the cemetery. And it stuck there. And I thought it was a joke. Like, I was literally like, that'll never happen to me. I care so much about people. I didn't realize that I gave so much money away, not because I was trying to help the people like I do today. It was literally so I could get my name on the buildings or the awards. I was a philanthropist of trading. I was trading my money for ego. and I'm honest about it.
But you are an award winner.
Thank you. Yes. It's amazing what money can buy. And I'm Sir Dave Meltzer, too. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And the CEO of Sports One Marketing.
Here you go.
You have like 52 titles. And I was looking, I'm like, do I just introduce him as Sir Dave Meltzer, or am I like CEO of Sports One Marketing, which is one of the world's leading sports and entertainment marketing agencies? You're like literally a real life Jerry Maguire, right?
I actually, before Sports One, was CEO of the firm Leigh Steinberg Sports
Which
Entertainment.
is what the movie was based on.
Yeah. And before that, I was in technology. I was CEO of Samsung's first phone division.
Smartphone, the first smartphone.
CE, yeah. And
Crazy.
I'm like the Forrest Gump of entrepreneurship.
I wrote that right here. He's the Forrest Gump of business.
Yeah. I am. Run, David, run.
Oh my God.
Even when I lose money, I somehow fall into like roses.
Yeah.
The second warning, to get myself an ADD, the second warning came from my best friend, and this one made me cry. I had my friend, I knew my wife in the 4th grade.
No way.
6th grade camp asked her to go
Wait,
steady.
that feels like Ed and his wife. They've known each other since they were so young too.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I love that.
Yeah, and so I adored her, and I had my best friend in the world at 6th grade camp ask her to go steady with me.
Stop.
And she said no, tell him to ask me himself. So I got mad.
A smart woman.
She's awesome, I told you. I don't know how I lucked into her. I threw an egg at her and hit her in the head. She had Rosanna Dana hair, like there was no product back then.
Yeah.
So I made fun of her. She had the Jufro, and like literally made fun of her and loved her. And her cousin was my good friend. And I tried to, hey, can I ask her out? He's like, dude, she hates you. Anyway.
Yeah, you threw an egg at her.
And called her
She just
ugly.
wanted you to be a man and ask her yourself.
And I called her ugly and threw rocks at her.
Wow.
It was awful. Later on in life, once again,
Things worked out.
It worked out really well. And this best friend of mine who I hung out with, he literally told me, And I was like, how come you don't hang out with me? He's like, I don't like who you hang out with. And I told him, yeah, but I'm not doing what those other guys are doing, you know? And he's like, Dave, you can lie to me, but don't lie to yourself. And that one was like 2 days later, my wife told me she wasn't happy. She was gonna leave me. I had gone out with Little John to the Grammy Awards and got really messed up, lying to her. And at first, the next day I woke up angry, ready to get divorced, blame, shame, and so, I literally was so depressed. Something came over me and said, hold on a second. My dad, my best friend, and my wife, they're all right. I'm an asshole. And I went and listened to my wife. And that was 2 years before I lost everything. I went back, literally took stock in who I was and what I wanted to become. And all of these philosophies and great things that have evolved over the last 11 years came from that one day. I spent one day depressed, you know, after I apologized and asked for forgiveness. I tried to do this without getting choked up, but I literally, it sounds stupid. I was lying in bed going, man, how did I do this? Now, this is before I lost everything. Right, it wasn't about the money. It was, how have I screwed up? It's total shame of myself. Because I was Midas, right? And it was like, I can't believe I have 3 beautiful children. I have this beautiful wife, a house, a car, a Ferrari. Like,
And you weren't happy.
No.
And that's when you realize money does not buy happiness.
No, and
Yeah, it can solve some problems, but it doesn't necessarily.
it's
make you
really
happy.
important actually.
Yeah.
Money,
It's important when you're using it in the right ways to help
shopping.
people.
Right, so this is great. I mean, it probably fits into what people understand. I believe money is still the most important energy of this vibration. It's an energy that you put into the flow. It allows you to shop, but you still have to shop for the right things.
Yeah.
If you shop for the right things, you can be super happy. Security, family, education. You know, I bought 2 community centers in Africa. I've never been happier in my life.
Oh, wow.
You know, like those are the things that I shop for now, not motorhomes and boats and planes and things like
Not
that.
Amazon Prime, got it.
Yeah, but with my faith, I go shopping too. So my faith is voting. It's the aggregate of what I think, say, do, and believe, and my unconscious competency, personality traits, characteristics, obsessions, and addictions. I put my faith in what I want. And I think one of the things I see, especially younger people with my 3 teenage daughters, is everyone's putting faith in the wrong stuff. They're voting for the wrong things. We got to change the way we vote. We got to be confident and say, thank you for the advice, thank you for the situational knowledge or the example, but I'm going to vote for what I want. I don't want to be a copy. I want to be myself, and it's okay because people will laugh, chuckle, and make fun of you before they applaud you.
That's
Oh
so
my God,
true.
that's so true. I'm on a reality show. That's all. I don't even think I get applauded, actually.
No, they do. And you put faith and vote for
Yeah.
what you want, right? And that's what I think people need to do more of. And that's what I was able to do. I was always voting for what everybody else wanted for me. And the times I was most successful, it was when I decided not to be a real lawyer and to work in the internet. It was when I decided to start and believe that a smartphone would someday work. You know, it was when I decided to go ahead and switch professions and get into sports, even though I came from technology. Like all the things, and then write my first book. Even speaking, I remember going to the Super Bowl no more than 3 Super Bowls ago, and one of my big sponsor clients made fun of me when I got to Radio Row going, hey, where are you speaking? The bathroom? You know, it's stuck in my mind because it hurt my feelings at 48 years old. And now, you know, I speak around the world and I think to myself, what if I would have put faith into that? Because I almost did. I almost said, what are you doing? When I got back to the hotel room, why do you think you can motivate people or speak or inspire or change lives? And, you know, I just came back from the National Achiever Convention at downtown, and it was like, oh my God, people really, like, they're like, thank you so much for your videos.
Yeah.
Right? I changed lives with them, and, you know, it's hopefully resonating, and hopefully it's positive. I don't sell anything. All I do is try to inspire people with good ideas.